Hey hanging dino dudes, it's me the Media Raptor. We're finally back in Jaws-uary. I am so sorry for taking this long, you guys, I really am. I left my charger at home, at home when I went back to school after break, and I just couldn't get back at all. And I figured, you know what, I'll just wait till the next time I can, and it took me longer than I thought. And look, we're back. We're back to watch more shark movies. Let's shut up and talk about them. Tonight's movie, 2009 Sci-Fi Channel movie made by the Asylum, Mega Shark vs. Giant Octopus. I actually have no idea if it is made by the Asylum. I am pretty sure it was. Whatever, let's just talk about it. I don't even care about companies as much. This one and its sequel, Mega Shark vs. Crocosaurus, are kind of special to me. And that's going to sound really weird until you understand why. So for this one, I remember getting this on Blu-ray back when Zellers was a thing. If you lived in Canada, you know what I'm talking about. I miss that place. During their big closing sales, everything was being sold off, so they brought out all their old DVDs and Blu-rays nobody wanted. One of them was Mega Shark vs. Giant Octopus. And on the last day of, I believe it would have been 6th grade or 7th grade, I was quite young. I was at Zellers on my own, doing my own thing, and I bought it. Now the reason why it was a big thing for me back then, and keep in mind, it didn't deserve this rating, it's really stupid. It was rated R. They actually for some reason gave it an R rating. I'll talk about that in a minute, but at the time, that was a pretty big deal for me. And when I got to watch it, it is pretty bad. The plot? Well, long story short, there's a glacier and all of a sudden a large chunk of it melts, unleashing both the titular giant octopus and mega shark, who were locked in combat thousands of years ago, and somehow survived both being suffocated by the tentacles and the bites and the wounds they had pre-battle, and survived thousands of years in the ice after being slowly frozen, and then were able to be unleashed within mere seconds of it melting. Yeah, it's pretty stupid. It also is quite similar to another movie called Dino Shark, about a giant shark creature with a dinosaur head that was, again, frozen and then somehow escapes. That one I'm a bit more partial to letting it slide, because that one, they state quite clearly an ice age struck without warning, which is kind of stupid, but also that it takes time for it. Once it escapes, it does take 5 minutes before it starts murdering people, where with this one, both of them are totally fine and healed within 3 minutes. And the entire movie, well, it's the government, both Japanese and American, ironic looking at today's political standings, trying to figure out what the heck do we do. Because the Japanese have a giant tentacle monster destroying their city. And a giant octopus as well. Okay, that joke didn't work. Oh well. But, I kind of think they'd be used to giant tentacles in their city. I'm not apologizing for that joke. That was funny. Now this movie, when you compare it to other Sci-Fi Channel original movies or other bad shark movies, this one's actually rather well known for one scene. People who don't watch these movies, quite a few people I've talked to, happen to know one scene, because it was pretty big in 2010, which was the year after it came out, on YouTube. It's a pretty funny scene, actually. It's the famous scene of when the guy looks out the window, the shark jumps up and eats the plane. It's so famous, in fact, that's what the Blu-ray cover was, with the octopus attacking the shark while the shark was mid-eating the plane. Heck, it was so popular, they did it again in its second sequel, Mega Shark vs. Mecha Shark, which I already reviewed for this channel, and they even used the same footage. The only thing they changed was some of the CG, so the shark got knocked out of the way by Mecha Shark. Pretty sure I mentioned it, but whatever. So while the plot is absolute garbage, it's pretty much every single Sci-Fi Channel original movie. It's just, oh no, monster, what do we do? For a full 90 minutes until someone goes, maybe if we get them together, they'll just kill each other. Which somehow works, despite there being, Crocosaurus, Mecha Shark, Crack or whatever, and Moby Dick. At least 4 sequels so far. Well, 3 sequels and the 4th one's being worked on as we speak. To Mega Shark. But I'll talk about that when I talk about Mega Shark vs. Crocosaurus next time. My point being, while the plot is incredibly simple, this movie does something rather interesting. It has likable characters. Deep? No. Memorable? No. But did I hate them and want them to die immediately? No. Actually, quite the opposite. I thought in terms of a Sci-Fi Channel movie, let alone a giant shark movie, I thought, I like these characters. I want to see more of them. Well, not want to see more of them, but I want them to survive. That is something I don't often say in shark movies. I think the only other time I've ever said that is to Finn in the Sharknado franchise, because he is essentially the Ash Williams of shark movies at this point. But, yeah, the characters were actually okay. And there are some actually memorable scenes in this movie. I think one reason why I enjoy bad movies so much is because with these weird ideas, they can really run the meter in terms of random, crazy ideas. We have the very famous plane scene. We have a scene of a giant squid attacking an oil rig, which is actually pretty fun in a weird way. It's very reminiscent of classic Godzilla movies or other movies such as The Beast from 20,000 Fathoms or Kraken or other such monster movies. Then we get to the actual fight, which is just a bunch of mirrored, turned upside down, repeat shots of chomp, 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 throttle, 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 and eventually a volcano goes off and kills them both. Yeah. Spoiler alert, but I don't think it's really that big a deal. So, yeah, the movie is actually a fun watch. Especially, there's some movies that I'll be reviewing the rest of this month that are just like, please. And even if they're so bad, they're good. But this one is so bad it's good in the best sense of it. They even kind of make fun of the fact that it's a bad, like, it sounds like a bad movie idea. They even make fun of it. So, doesn't mean it's better, but at least it's not taking itself seriously. And acting-wise, surprisingly, this is probably the better side of the acting in these shark movies we'll see. Not all the actors, in fact, quite a few are terrible. But the main two actors and the main actress are actually okay. Yes, they're not trying that much, but they're not trying to go for a so bad it's good. They're actually kind of giving some effort to their role, which is something you don't see a whole lot in a lot of these so bad it's good movies. So thumbs up to them. They actually tried a little bit. And yes, there are a lot of actors in this movie who are just like, oh no, sir, what do we do? There's a giant shark. Help. What do we do? Like, even that, I was putting more emotion and effort into it than they were. But you get my point. Now, as for the effects, these effects are horrible. And not in the good way. Yeah, you can have bad CG effects that look hilariously bad. In fact, that's what most of the movies this month have. But for some reason, I don't know why, maybe it just kind of is, maybe my mind just cannot say 10 for 10, there has to be at least one that didn't have good CG in a fun way. The CG in this one just kind of sucks. And you're really left kind of feeling, that just happened, okay, cool. Like, there's no... I mean, the plane scene is the highlight of the CG effects in this. The plane scene is still awesome, no matter how many times I've seen it. But, yeah, that's pretty much it. Other than that, everything else is just decently well done. Like, the music is fine, the lighting is fine, there's nothing really I need to complain about. So, can I recommend Mega Shark vs. Giant Octopus? Oh, yeah. Realistically, I'm giving it 1 Raptor Claw out of 4. It only deserves 1 Raptor Claw because it's not a good movie. But, in terms of enjoyability, I'm giving it a solid 2.5 Raptor Claws out of 4. It's not the best sci-fi channel. It's not the best shark movie we'll review this month, but it is certainly not the worst. Oh no, I have a special one reserved for that. But until next time, you guys, this is the Meteor Raptor saying keep cool, and I will see all you dino dudes around. Later!